following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers. This is the TFN. Angie coming to you with will hopefully be a quick live stream video showing off my latest haul of Transformers action figures. And I also have a friend who will be on here in a moment, Megatronus Primo. I left the link in the live stream chat if anyone else wants to join in just a moment. Megatronus Primo, hello and welcome. He says he told me that he might have to leave his mic muted for a while, but it's always glad to see your friend here. So thank you, Megatronus Primo, for stopping by. So first off, a happy Easter Sunday to everybody. Easter is an important holiday, especially if you are a Christian like I am, and you're a follower of Jesus, and you take what's written in the Bible seriously. Easter Sunday is important because it's the day that after he was crucified on the cross, and he gave his life to repent us for our sins, Jesus was risen from the dead on Easter Sunday, and he's still alive to this day. And that's just a very breathtaking experience for me to know that information. And my church, a few weeks ago, they actually did a video explaining why Easter eggs, the objects associated with Easter, actually also can be associated with Jesus' resurrection from the dead. Apparently, someone made the metaphorical comparison that just like the way the stone was rolled away and Jesus left his tomb to ascend into heaven, the stone was apparently slightly oval-shaped, just like an egg. And so, just as the way baby birds hatch from their eggs and they're alive, suddenly it's the same analogy as when Jesus left his tomb, he was alive and was resurrected from the dead. So I found that very deep information to learn. Green, hello and welcome in the live stream chat. Alrighty, so with Easter out of the way, that brief history of Easter out of the way, let's move on to my most recent Transformers purchases. So first up, I got today, fresh from Amazon, my final Wave 1 Kingdom Transformers figure that I needed to have all of the Wave 1 Kingdom line complete. So here he is, everyone, Core Class Optimus Prime. And I gotta say, he is, for the size of action figure that he is a pretty impressive looking action figure of Optimus Prime. It is a little disappointing that he doesn't come with his trailer, but apparently Core Class Optimus Prime, the main reason why we're getting Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream, and the Generation 1 Transformers characters in the Core size class is because apparently these are going to be size accurate next to the Titan class S version of the Ark spaceship that's being released in the Kingdom line later this year. So yes, considering how much bigger the Ark is compared to Optimus Prime, I honestly don't think it's going to be quite as in scale as the Generation 1 cartoon. From photos that I've seen in the Transformers comic books, if Optimus Prime comic books, going by this version of Optimus Prime, an action figure of Optimus Prime this tiny, I'd say a decent sized SUV or truck, minivan, that size. I'd say if a playset of the Ark was released that was that big, then it would be size accurate compared to an action figure of Optimus Prime that's 3 inches tall. Or is it 4 inches tall? No, I think it's 4 inches tall is how tall this Optimus Prime figure is. But yeah, that's how enormous an action figure of the Ark would have to be size accurate in the Generation 1 cartoon compared to an Optimus Prime figure this small. Someone would have to make a copy of the Ark that's the size of a small truck. But I don't regret getting Core Class Optimus Prime. Because Optimus Prime is my favorite Autobot. He's my favorite Transformers character, and I just overall I'll enjoy getting the opportunity to add new Optimus Prime action figures. On that note, I am not going to get the Earthrise Leader class Optimus Prime figure because it's a re-release of the Earthrise Leader class Prime figure. So no need for me. I know that's one thing I don't like to collect is multiple copies of action figures that aren't army builders just for the sake of getting the same action figure in a different box. I think that's a waste. But yeah, there's my latest Optimus Prime figure, and with Optimus Prime, I have now completed Wave 1 of the Kingdom line. I have all of the Wave 1 Kingdom action figures. So on that note, the only Kingdom action figures to collect are Wave 2. I purchased my last Wave 2 Kingdom figures online, and they should arrive within the week. Some of the Kingdom Wave 2 figures I actually purchased several months ago when they first went up on pre-order. Yeah, it was back in December. I pre-ordered them from Amazon. Amazon has Wave 2 of the Kingdom line street dated for May 1st, but I'm personally hoping that with the Wave 2 Kingdom figures appearing at retail stores in the United States, such as Target and Walmart, I'm hoping that Amazon will bump up the street date for Wave 2 of the Kingdom line from May 1st to an earlier date. Apparently, one thing that's happening right now in the Transformers community is that apparently this Friday, April 9th, 2021, is when apparently images of upcoming Transformers products are going to be released by Hasbro, and a lot of Transformers fans and collectors are speculating that Friday, April 9th, will also be the day that a lot of the upcoming Transformers Kingdom figures, Cyberverse figures, and Studio Series Transformers figures. Friday, April 9th was going to be the day that online retailers put up pre-orders for upcoming Transformers figures that are going to be released later in the summer during June, July, and August. What exactly will happen on April 9th? It's just pure speculation. I myself admit I can't look into the future and predict exactly what will happen. So, see what happens on Friday, April 9th. For me personally, since I spent today buying up the last Wave 2 Transformers figures that I wanted to collect, I am tapped out on being able to purchase any more Transformers, so I will have to wait most likely until next month in May before I can purchase Transformers figures again. So, me personally, I'm hoping that there aren't any Transformers figures that I'm interested in buying being released on April 9th, since I already bought up all the Kingdom Transformers that have been released so far. So on that note of Kingdom Transformers being released, I actually found at my local Target store today, well, first off, before I show the Kingdom figures, I found last week at my local Target store 2 Transformers action figures, and one of them was the Studio Series Transformers figure that I was contemplating the most. I was the most divided about whether or not I would get him, but when I went to my local Target store and saw that this was one of the only Transformers figures they had on the shelf, I figured, why not get him, and what's the harm in getting him? So here is the last Studio Series Voyager class figure that I had to add to my Transformers collection. Here is Hot Rod. I was lucky my local Target store had him on price where he was available 10% off. So instead of $30, I only paid $27 for him. That might not seem like that big of a discount for everyone, but here in California, any discount, no matter how small it is, you take it up right away, because there's no telling how long retail stores here in California are going to have stuff at a discounted price, because unfortunately everyone here in California, most of the retail stores and outlets, discounts don't last that long. They last for days and day-long intervals, not weeks. So yeah, I'm still undecided if I'm really excited for Studio Series Hot Rod. I know that Rodimus Prime is going to be the Commander class size figure released in the Kingdom line, so that's been a motivator for some Transformers fans and collectors in getting Studio Series Hot Rod. Was once the Kingdom Commander class Rodimus Prime figures released, we'll have both a new Hot Rod and a new Rodimus Prime figure to collect this year, but I don't know. No, one thing I've always been divided about is the fact that Hot Rod is the exact same height as the deluxe class figures released in the Studio Series 86 line. So what makes him a Voyager-sized figure instead of a deluxe is the additional accessory pieces he comes with, the Matrix of Leadership, some blast effects, and then as I drop him out of my hand and I put my camera, got those accessory pieces, and then over here you've also got his laser guns and his buzzsaw weapon that you can actually here moving around to the back of his box. You can actually attach it and make it look like it's actually flipped out of his arm, that was a gimmick Hot Rod possessed in the Transformers Generation 1 movie, was that he could flip out his left hand and replace it with a buzzsaw weapon. But yeah, Hot Rod, out of all the Studio Series 86 figures that have been released, there's been a total of 6 of them so far. Our Hot Rod's the most controversial of them all, since he is a deluxe size Transformer being sold as a Voyager. But yeah, so we'll see how we go with Hot Rod from there. And along with Hot Rod, when I went to Target, I also picked up my first Wave 2 Kingdom figure, Deluxe Class Rectonite. I cannot believe how incredible looking Rectonite is. Even with the small window here in his box, he looks menacing. I was originally going to pass on the Kingdom figures known as the Fossilizers, which are they're being marketed as Predacons, villainous Beast Wars Transformers characters that turn into skeletal fossilized dinosaurs for their beast modes. I was originally going to pass on the Fossilizers, but then I thought, why not give them a chance? And I do not regret it. And I still have the other Fossilizer from Wave 1 Paleotrex in his box. I'm contemplating, since I still have Paleotrex in his box, if I'm going to just do a Fossilizer video and do a double review of both Paleotrex and Rectonite. We'll see how that plays out. And then, in addition to Rectonite, I also got, I'm going to leave a link down in the video description. I apologize for not doing that earlier, but I have to give a shout out, and I'll probably change the title of video 2 to give a shout out to my very dear friend, Autocorrect Primer. This next Transformers figure he sent me as a surprise gift. So thank you, Autocorrect Primer, so much for that. God bless you for this blessing you've given me. So my friend Autocorrect Primer sent me as a gift the last deluxe class figure from Wave 1 of the Kingdom line that I was looking for, which is deluxe class Cheetor. So that's pretty impressive looking. So yeah, thank you so much, Autocorrect Primer, for hooking me up with Cheetor. I love the artwork on the box of his beast mode. And if you look there, it's kind of hard to tell because my camera is a little blurry, but the artwork here on the box, it makes it look as though Cheetor has actual fur on his body, and technically he's supposed to. That was the main gimmick with the Transformers Beast Wars characters, is that they didn't turn into robotic or mechanical versions of animals. They transformed into actual animals with living or organic tissue, blood flowing through their veins. So yeah, the Transformers Beast Wars characters are, instead of being full-on robots, they're actually cybernetic androids that have both metal and organic material that makes up their bodies, physical structure. So that's always been a fascinating interest to me. And one thing I like is that the product photos of Cheetor in his robot mode and his beast mode on the back of his box there, they sort of match up the images on the box art. So yeah, thank you once again, Autocorrect Primer, for that. We'll leave a link down in the video description to Autocorrect Primer's channel. I highly recommend subscribing to his YouTube channel. Every video he posts out is entertaining to watch. I love his reviews, not just on the Transformers, but other stuff. And so yes, thank you once again, Autocorrect Primer, for hooking me up with Cheetor. And so I saved the best for last for this Transformers haul. My final Kingdom figure I got from another website. I'm not going to say which one because I'm waiting for the other Transformers figures I purchased to come in before I start blabbing to everyone which website I got him from. Mimo224, hello and welcome. So my final Transformers purchase for this haul was one of the Transformers figures that, it is one of the Transformers figures that everyone is looking for. And it is none other than Kingdom Dinobot. That's right, I managed to find and collect Dinobot. Oh man, I cannot get over how incredible looking Dinobot is. The artwork on his box, it just scratches the surface of how incredible Dinobot is. I mean, this is the first Dinobot figure. This is not the first Dinobot figure I have. I collected several years ago the Transformers Universe Classics Dinobot figure that was released in 2009. But the deluxe class version of Dinobot, it has a paint job that isn't entirely accurate to Dinobot's appearance in the Beast Wars series. And yeah, I am just thrilled to finally have a Voyager class-sized figure of Dinobot in my Transformers collection. Actually, this is just incredible. One thing to note about Dinobot is that even though on his box he's marketed as being a Predacon, you can somewhat see it in his product photos. Again, I apologize for my camera not being of the best quality. But one thing that a lot of reviewers haven't really pointed out, and I myself didn't realize it until one reviewer did actually notice it, Kingdom Dinobot, he does not actually have any faction symbols printed on him. So even though on his box it says that he's being marketed as a Predacon, the Dinobot actually is a factionless Transformers figure. So he can be both a Predacon and a Maximal at the same time. So yes, if you want to, just like in the Beast Wars cartoon series, you can have Dinobot easily change factions and go from a villainous Predacon to a heroic Maximal. So yeah, that I felt was a really, really fantastic decision on Hasbro and Takara Tomi's part, that even though he's being marketed as a Predacon because he technically originally was a Predacon at the start of the Beast Wars series, since Dinobot quickly joined the Maximals just so he wouldn't be alone, and he'd be on a team. I think it's amazing that he actually doesn't have any faction symbols printed on him, so you can make Dinobot be a Maximal if you want to. I myself am going to group Dinobot with the Maximal since that's what he ended up becoming, was a Maximal. But yeah, Dinobot, he's one of he ties with Optimus Prime, Imo, Rhinox, Megatron, and Waspinator, and being among my favorite characters from the Transformers Beast Wars cartoon. If I have to be honest, I'd say Dinobot actually ties with Optimus Primal in being my number one all-time favorite character from Transformers Beast Wars. I hated the episode when they decided to kill off Dinobot. I think he died too quickly because he died right at the moment when he finally realized that he was in fact a heroic Maximal, even though he'd been originally built as a Predacon. The moment Dinobot died was the moment when he finally accepted that he was a hero and that he had earned not only the trust and respect, but the friendship of his Maximal teammates. So yeah, that was really heartbreaking seeing Dinobot die in the Transformers Beast Wars series. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so happy to finally have the Voyager class figure released here. Megatronus Primal just left. There he is again. But yes, I am super excited about having Dinobot in my collection. Jay Holla, hello and welcome. He says there's no Dinobot figure better than the Kingdom one. I agree, wholeheartedly, Jay Holla. This is the best Dinobot to get. Even though we got last year in 2020, we got Takara Tomy released the masterpiece scale version of Dinobot. I'd rather have the Kingdom version than that one. And the only minor nitpick that I have with Dinobot is in Dynamo the design of his claws. Instead of designing Dinobot's claws to be like an actual Velociraptor would have had them, where they're like this, stretched out forward, like he's ready to grab onto something. They're instead positioned like this, where it looks like his wrists are broken. So that's just a minor gripe. I would have preferred if the claws were in the same orientation here as Dinobot's artwork, where he's reaching out like he's going to grab onto something. But when you look at the actual position of the claws on the actual action figure, it's like he's saying, "Arrest me now, I'm yours." So yeah, that's just a minor nitpick I have with Dinobot, is the position of his claws in Dino mode. But yeah, other than that, I think Dinobot might just be one of the most sought-after figures of the Transformers Kingdom line. And I'm really happy I was able to find him at retail price. Ice on the internet. Jay Holly, he just said in live stream chat, oh, apparently Dinobot's claws are actually in that position in the Beast Wars series. I'll have to go back and watch some of the episodes of Beast Wars to see that. Thank you for that, Jay Holla. Maybe I won't be so critical about it from now on. Jay Holla, he says that Dinobot's card, apparently there's two different Dinobot card collector cards being sold among the Kingdom figures. Dinobot apparently has one collector card that's half Maximal symbol and half Predacon symbol. Thank you for that information, Jay Holla. Mr. Transformers Magic 5857 Comedian Central, hello and welcome. Sorry if I for not saying hi to you earlier. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than it, like I said at the beginning, I was gonna try and make this a quick video. No, didn't want it to last too long. So for those of you guys who popped in late, my latest haul of Transformers action figures includes Kingdom Core Class Optimus Prime, the final Wave 1 Kingdom figure I needed to add to my Transformers collection. In the Studio Series line, I found at my local Target store, Hot Rod, got him at a discount price, so that was pretty great. I also picked up at my local Target store, Rectonite, my first Wave 2 Kingdom figure, and I've done a 180. I originally wasn't impressed with the fossilizers when they were first announced for the Kingdom line, but now I'm super impressed with how they work and the overall designs of the fossilizers being skeletal fossilized dinosaurs. That's just a really impressive concept that Hasbro and Cartoni came up with for introducing brand new Beast Wars characters. And I'm going to leave a link down in the video description to his channel. And a special shout out. I might even change the title of the video to acknowledge him. A special shout out to my friend, very special friend, Autocorrect Primer. He sent me as a surprise present Kingdom Cheetor. Cheetor was the last Wave 1 Deluxe figure I needed for the Kingdom line. So yes, thank you once again, Autocorrect Primer, for hooking me up with Cheetor. That's I'm really super excited to have him in my collection finally. And of course, I also managed to find Dinobot. So thank you guys also so much. The video's gone on a little longer than I wanted to, so I'm going to end it now. So thank you guys for stopping by. Megatronus Prime. Thank you so very much for stopping by in the actual video and joining me here. Everyone else who stopped by in the live stream chat. Green, Mimo224, Jay Holla, Mr. Transformers Magic 57 Comedian Central. Thank you guys also so much for stopping by and enjoying the video. And if you guys haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell icon for notifications. And remember, wash your hands before and after you leave your home. Wear a mask outdoors at all times. Be safe and careful out there. Stay healthy wherever you go. Good luck to everyone on collecting the Transformers Kingdom and Studio Series lines. And until next time, you guys, this has been the TFA. Angie coming to you with my latest Transformers haul video. And until next time, you guys, transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.